So welcome everybody. It is September 8th already. It's crazy. We're going to go through some announcements, and then we have a wonderful guest speaker on tonight who I am very excited to share with you. So let me just get through this really quickly. I'm going to share my screen. There we go. And wait a minute. There we go. So welcome. And I just wanted to remind everybody that we are doing something kind of new. And I think a lot of you on the call have already been a part of this, but if you haven't, I'm looking for volunteers every week, somebody to share their story. And tonight, Jen's going to share her story with us. And we are doing that for a couple reasons. One is because it's just great to get to know each other and who's on the team and, you know, what our backgrounds are and what strengths we have, what challenges we face. But also because it's really important to know our stories as we move forward. And we talk to potential customers, we talk to potential coaches. It's really good to practice what to say and how to say it. And this is a friendly audience, so we're going to keep doing that. And then what I'm doing as people are sharing their stories is I'm taking some notes as I'm getting to know everybody better myself. And we're going to try and help in the future. We're going to do a little group later on about trying to pick out who your niche market is and how you can better market to them. But the way that we figure that out is to really kind of get to know where we have come from and what we're doing to move forward. So the next thing is that we have a volunteer that's talking about a program or a product. And tonight, Nadine's going to share with us about the ActiveVit, the vitamins that some people were asking about this week in the group, which I'm really interested to hear myself because I don't personally know much about that. So we're going to talk about that. And then at the end, we wrap up with somebody sharing a bit of inspiration with the team, and Shannon's going to share a bit with us. And for any of you that haven't been a part of that, is you can share something inspirational with like a quote or something you've read or something like that, or you can share something great that has happened with a challenge, or maybe some kind of transformation story or anything that's made you feel good and feel inspired. So we're going to keep doing that. So I'm going to ask for volunteers, but if I don't get them, I have been asking people. So if you want to volunteer, I would love that. But if not, we're going to keep moving forward with it. Okay, just in case you didn't remember, September promotions, a 3-day refresh, and PIO challenge packs are on sale for $140, and the PIO Kickstart, which includes PIO and 3-day refresh, is on sale for $180. And just to remind you, on demand, that Club Challenge Pack is also still $140. The September groups that I'm doing, and I know some of you are doing your own things, but in case anybody's looking for what to do, we just started a free group. Some of us did yesterday, and some people are starting a free group this weekend. And then a challenge group, I'm going to do a 30-day clean eating Shakeology challenge group. I know some people are starting PIO challenge groups. I've heard some more size groups starting up. So challenge groups, I think most people are aiming for the 21st, although I do believe some people in the group are starting them this coming Monday, which is the 14th. So speak up if you have challengers, but if you're not aiming for anything yet, feel free to jump on to promoting for the 21st. We're going to do a coaching sneak peek the last week of the month and start the next Coach Basics on the 5th. And we talked about this last week, but in case you weren't on the call, for SC earners, so if you get SC5 or above, you get P90X base kit, P90X2 base kit, and P90X Plus series, which is crazy value at nearly $300. So that's worthwhile, I think. So everybody working to get SC5 and above will get this pretty sweet prize. And if you are not personally interested in some of those programs, you can always think about using them as giveaways or prizes in groups or whatever. Or so it's really totally worth it, even if this is not your thing. And just to remind you, the product launch coming up in the winter, although I heard that we'll get some kind of sneak peek in October, is Hammer and Chisel with Autumn and Sagi. I'm super excited about that one, and I think it'll be really awesome. Super Saturday in Pittsburgh is October 17th. I think some of you do Super Fridays or Super Sundays in your area, so make sure you plug into that. We are in Pittsburgh having Jeff Hill is coming, so it's totally worth it. The Eventbrite thing, the way that you can get tickets is live, and it's going to be at Stage AE, so it'll be really great. Of course, I think at most Super Saturdays there are live workouts. There's always success stories, and they always tell us what's coming up. So definitely plug into that. And if you're not sure if there's one in your area, let me know and I will help you find out where that might be. And you can always start your own if you have an area where there isn't a Super Saturday. Then two more things here. There's a 2-week Emerald Push group that just started yesterday, and I apologize for the short notice about that, but hopefully everybody that was interested got tapped in. Even if you didn't, you still can jump on board. It's a 2-week training, and we're going to do tips, motivation, accountability, and it's really because what I would really love is to get a ton of people into our new volume training, which is, I think, going to be really powerful for our team, because I think a lot of us are interested in learning about residual income, and that comes from volume. And if you're not even sure what volume is, all the more reason to jump into this training. It's going to be 6 weeks. It's going to be run very differently than our other Facebook groups. It's going to be for Emerald and above coaches. So you definitely need to be Emerald to get in there, because that's how you can cash in on the volume. And we're going to run it differently. There's not going to be daily posts in the group, so you don't have to worry about keeping up with daily posts or falling behind with daily posts, as the case may be. Monday nights, we're going to have a call from a different diamond leader, and they're going to record it and put it in the group. And we ask the participants to watch the call anytime between Monday and Thursday. And then there's going to be a live period of time for questions and answers from whoever led the call that week on Thursday in the Facebook group. And the topics will include learning about the legs, strong versus weak, what are cycle bonuses and how can you maximize those, what's team volume, what does that mean, and different ranks and how you get there, and what the cap outs for the ranks are. And yes, people actually do cap out on their income from being different ranks. So it'll be a great training. I'm really excited about it. And we're actually going to have some team calls from some leaders on other teams talking about volume and how it's really important. And I'm learning more as I go, and it's a really different way of thinking about this business, but totally worth learning and knowing as we move forward. And I think that is all for that. So let me stop sharing here. Okay. So I think I'm going to have Deidra go next, and I don't see Jen. She's going to share her story after Deidra goes, and then we'll do the other stuff then too. So I'm going to, let's see. So let me see what I know about Deidra. So she has 2 boys. You are in good company here. A bunch of us have boys. Not everybody. There are some girls out there too, but moms of boys in the house. Yay. And anyway, so Deidre's been doing this whole coaching thing for 3 years now, right? 3-ish years. Almost 3 years, not even 3 years. She is a 2-time elite 9-star diamond coach who has been totally rocking it. She and I have met several times, including some of the, I think we first met at the retreat that Melanie did a while back. And I love hearing from Deidra because she's very different. This is a sea of blues for the most part. And
I'm a lot of blue.
You have a lot of blue? And but she is mostly yellow, which for any of you on here, I think we have like 1 or 2 out there. Which means that she's motivated by fun. And I love that. And I love it even more because one of my children is for sure yellow. And I just feel like there's actually real compatibility in blues and yellows. And I think that, I forget what it is. I should look that up again. But I feel like it's like they make good partners or something, because they really can play well off each other. So I think that's one of the reasons why I love hearing you speak so much, because I feel like it's different, but it's so much fun. So no pressure, but this better be awesome. Just kidding. So Deidra actually spoke at Summit this year, which was amazing. And any of us that were there, we've talked about it and we loved it. And we totally agreed that it would be fantastic to have you speak to us more about your knowledge, especially about challenge. Do you need to take that?
No, that's me.
That's you. Oh, I thought that was, I thought that was you. All right, cool. So take it away. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you. All right. So I'm going to screen share and hope that, okay, of course you're not going to be able to see it. Where to go? All right. Can you guys see this? Okay, perfect. So I am going to apologize now for whoever was at Summit because they're going to hear me talk a lot about what I already talked about, but that's okay. And you know what's crazy, Kathleen? My team is nothing but yellows and blues. Like we're all yellows and blues. And yeah, I am a little bit more yellow. And I think part of me having my strong suit in challenge groups is just because I love to have fun in them and they're very active and that's how they're successful. So thank you for having me on the call and thank you for the intro. So I am going to talk to you guys a little bit about how to create successful challenge groups, which then will create a successful business for yourself. So I'm going to, I have a couple of slides here. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I'm not going to go too much in detail, but just to introduce myself, she already said some of it. I am a mom of 2 boys. So I have a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old, and they are the loves of my life. They are ornery and crazy, but it's a lot of fun at the same time. I'm also an ER nurse by trade. So I am not a nurse anymore. I mean, I'm still a nurse, but I don't work as a nurse anymore. I was working full-time hours when I first started my journey, and I love being a nurse, but I did not like the time spent away from my kids. And that was my drive to build my business. But I also am a challenger, and that is how I, announce myself. I started as a challenger. I will always be a challenger, just like my challengers and my challenge groups. And the reason I do that is because you should always be on your own journey. And just to show you guys there on the right, this was one of my posts I did. It was a Throwback Thursday, just showing people that no matter what shape you're in, you should always be working on yourself. And, this was me starting my Beachbody journey back in August of 2012 after I had my second son. I was very unhappy, depressed, not motivated to really do anything except go to work. I was embarrassed to, be around my kids and husband, and it was just a very uncomfortable situation because I was always in pretty good shape. But not being able to lose the baby weight was very difficult for me. So, I started my journey, and I don't know, you guys probably know Melanie Mitro. She's actually my upline coach and my cousin. After I had my second son, she obviously reached out to me because it looked like I needed help, I guess. But she asked me to join a challenge group, and I was one of those people who burned insanity from somebody else, actually from one of my other coaches. And I totally gave her a hard time about using Shakeology. And I ended up using it. And honestly, it was the best thing I could have ever done for myself because that's how I started to find myself. It was through using the products and using Shakeology, but the challenge groups it was my main source of support and help that I got. I know that if I didn't have the challenge groups, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I am so thankful that Melanie reached out to me because I would not have reached out to her. Honestly, my family was always like, what is she doing this Beachbody thing? Like, I don't know what she's trying to pull. She's doing some kind of scheme, and I don't know how she's making money. And is she really making money? We totally did that to her. And, as I saw what she was doing, because I participated as a challenger, I was just amazed. It was amazing because she was there every day to give me support and to give me help. And, when I complained that I would weigh myself on a daily basis, I was also one of those. When I would weigh myself and complain that, I only lost 2 pounds that week, she would be the one to pick me up because I didn't have anyone in my house to say, you're doing good and understand where I'm coming from. She understood where I was coming from because she went through it herself. So got off track there. But yeah, that's how I really got started. And you know, this middle picture here shows that that was after 2 years. Yes, it was after 2 years of being on my journey. And then I set a new goal for myself to compete as a figure competitor for NPC. And I was able to do that because of what Beachbody's done for me. So, you know, this throwback Thursday here, and then it was two and a half weeks out from my show. This was just able to show people what you can possibly do with Beachbody programs. You know, you don't have to go to the gym, although in the last picture I was at the gym and posing, but I got to where I was able to compete because of Beachbody and because of the programs. And, you know, that's one of the best things that I could share with people, because I am targeting my audience right there with the type of people that I want. You know, you can be 40 pounds overweight. You can be wanting to train for a competition one day. So I'm just getting the people, moms especially, who I think I could help the most and give the most support to if they join my challenge group. So, you know, I did have a 40-pound weight loss, but I actually have gained some of it back. I'm probably 15 to 20 pounds heavier than my 40-pound weight loss. But I've also put on muscle, and, you know, I've changed my body shape, and I'm completely okay with that. You know, like I said, we're always on our own journey. But I actually started coaching when I was halfway through, when I lost 20 pounds. That's when I started actually coaching and helping other people. So, you know, my why has changed a couple times. And at first it was, I'm going to be a discount coach. I want to continue my journey. I want to help a couple people here and there. And then, you know, as I continued working as an ER nurse and I was missing out on the quality time I had with my kids, I decided to change it. And I was going to try to be a 6-figure income earner. And I did want to spend time with, you know, my boys and not miss out on their most important days of their life. So, and one of my it was like an awakening for me one day when I was working. I went in, and a couple of my friends were talking about how they were upset. They had to go into work, and it was their kid's first day of school. And I remember how upset they were, and that it wasn't their first time that they missed their first day of school. They've missed holidays. And, you know, this was right when I had my son, and I'm like, I don't want to be that mom. I don't want to be that nurse that is missing out on the most important days of their kids' lives. And that's when it changed. Like, I want to help people, but now I want to make income for my family. I want freedom for myself, for my kids. And I don't want to have to worry about missing out on their first day of school and their events for sports, because as a nurse, you work swing shifts and you don't really get to pick your schedule at all. So that was really my why for changing from just helping people to being a successful coach and entrepreneur and, you know, building a team of my own and a business of my own. So what I decided to do that is I was going to make challenge groups my job. Like, that was my new job. And I knew that if I can help my challengers have a success story like I did and help them have a transformation, that one day they can gain the passion to help other people. And then they can see the success and the potential that they can have to build a business of their own. So that's what I decided to do. I woke up one morning and I'm like, all right, let's do this. It's on. Actually, no, I didn't wake up one morning. I went to a Super Saturday, and that really changed me. But that Super Saturday that I went to, it was like amazing, because when I went there, I wasn't sure if I wanted to work the business. It was actually the day I met Alyssa, your upline coach. We both started right in January 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. And just seeing Melanie and the other top coaches up on stage, it was amazing, talking about their success stories and even the people with their transformation stories. I wanted to be that. And that was, you know, the moment that I realized, okay, I can build a business with this, and I can do more than just help people. So, all right. So now that I just talked your ear off about that, I am going to give you guys my 4 top tips of creating successful challenge groups. That way you can have a successful team and business of your own. So I'm going to give you guys the 4 tips, and then I'm going to go in depth a little bit more with those. So the first one is providing value. The second is being a challenger yourself, which I already talked a lot about. Number 3 is being creative as their coach and mentor, and teaching your challengers to coach before they actually start coaching. Oh, and I have a buddy with me. Okay, sorry guys. We are going to have to wait, okay? We're talking on a call here. But you have to be quiet, okay? Okay, cool. And I just added this little quote in here by Oprah because I love it. So don't worry about being successful, but work towards being significant, and the success will naturally follow. And I feel like that's how I have grown my business, because I wasn't worrying about being $1 million earner or a 6-figure earner or a top 10 coach. Although that's awesome, and I'm proud of the people who made it there, but that's not my goal. My goal is to help people and get them to have a transformation that I did. And I know that if I can serve others in a way that God put me here to do, that, that success is just going to follow. And I feel like that's what happened. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys. All right. So the first one is providing value. So, our challengers are coming to us because they trust us and they need our help and our support. Everyone says there are tons and tons of coaches that they're all around, and he's showing you guys his bear. There are tons of Beachbody coaches everywhere, and it's hard to find anyone. So if you think about it, we are like talking it up. We are being enthusiastic, and we're acting like a top coach when we're inviting, because we want them to be in our challenge group. So it's really important that you continue that enthusiasm even after closing the sale. And I have felt myself that after getting them in a challenge group, there were times where I've slacked. And it's very important not to lose that enthusiasm, because that's why they're coming to you. So, give them what you promised in your invite. And, this is just me and how I do my invites is I promise my challengers and potentials that I'm going to give them daily support, motivation, accountability, health and fitness tips, nutrition and fitness tips, and, help with meal planning and recipes. And that's something that you need to be consistent with throughout their entire journey, that you are their coach and in the challenge group. And the next one is never skipping a day checking in. And I know this gets hard because we all have busy schedules, but it's very important for us to show up like we want our challengers to show up. I know how it is whenever you are in a challenge group and nobody's posting. It's just you all the time. And it gets kind of boring in the groups. But if you can check in and let them know that you're present, it will make them want to participate more. So one thing that I do is I check in between 2 and 3 times a day. I will check in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. I'm sorry, morning, afternoon, and evening. I'm dyslexic, I'm going backwards. And whether it's 5 to 10 minutes, whether, in the afternoon, you don't have a lot of time, so you just take 2 minutes. But I will set times for myself during the day so I can check in those 3 times, and they know when I'm checking in, just to give them a little feedback. And I know a lot of you guys probably work and have other jobs. So, I know that we have busy schedules and we have a lot going on, but if you can give them the time, they're going to give you that back. But it's also going to help them a lot along their journey. All right. And then the next one is providing education. So again, they're coming to you because they don't know how to do this on their own. They need your help. So a couple things that I give help education for my challengers is clean eating. I talk about what it is. I talk about, how often and when to eat what types of foods, how to meal prep and how to meal plan. Those are like the little things that we take for granted that we think they should know, that they have no idea, but it can make such a big difference in their transformation and journey. So, make sure that you're always providing education to them so they can be successful, and one day will be able to teach other people the same thing. You're just teaching them how to fly on their own. All right. The next one, again, is being a challenger yourself. I have already touched on this, but you should always be a challenger no matter what, no matter how great of shape you're in. There's always room for improvement. And, it's important not to think that you're perfect and you don't need any help, because we do. This is just a picture of me when I first started my journey. And, that was still a year ago with my other picture. But as you see, if you would go to my Facebook, I am still talking about my journey. Right now I'm doing Body Beast, and I will have another transformation. And I feel like the more transformations that you can have for your own journey, the better off you're going to be, but the more people are going to be able to relate to you. So one thing I actually have going on is, so I started Body Beast yesterday, and I actually have a couple other of my of my coaches who are doing the exact same thing. So we're posting day 1, day 2, day 3, week 1, week 2, week 3 of whatever program we're doing. That way people can see that you're actually using the products and that you're investing as well. But this also is a great way to allow your challengers to be able to relate and connect with you at their level. So, I've had people say, well, you're already in good shape. It's hard for me to relate to you, but I have to let them know where I was at one time and show them that, I was in that position. I am a challenger, but this is what happens when you're consistent and you just keep going. And that's whenever it's okay, motivation for them. She was where I was, and I know that if I can keep doing it, then I can see the success too. So there's nothing wrong with going into your challenge groups and having yourself as a Transformation Tuesday or a Throwback Thursday, just to show them, that you're still on your journey. Let them know where you were. And, I'm not afraid to tell my challengers when I have setbacks either. So I will post just like a challenger. I will check in every day, and I tell them if I had my shake. I tell them I will rate my food. I don't know if you guys do that. So I have them rate their food on a scale 1 to 5. 5 being the best, 1 being that they completely fell off. I have them tell me if they did their workout, if they did their shake, and then they also rate their water intake. Same thing, scale 1 to 5, 5 being the best, that with the calculations that they did, they got all of their water intake in, 1 being that they completely did not drink at all. So I will check in with them. I do that. I let them know how I ate. I let them know if I had a cheat meal, and I will let them know when I need help and I need extra support and motivation myself. And let me tell you that really gets them going, and it keeps them excited and active, and it lets them know that, we all are human and that we struggle sometimes too. Hold on, I gotta change the slide, and my son's laying across me. All right. And then, honey, you're falling. Okay. And then the next one is being creative as their coach and mentor. And this is where it gets fun for me, because I love to give prizes, and I don't know, I like to make it different. So there are a couple things that I like to do. So the first one is a coach for a day. And it's funny that I'm doing this call, because I totally just did this today to one of my challenge groups. So what the coach for a day is I will ask my challengers to pick a day of the week that works best for them, and they take charge as the coach. There's no pressure. I give them the options that they can either do a motivational post or quote. They can do a tip, fitness or nutrition tip. They can do a recipe, or they can even, challenge the group to do something. And whoever participates at the end of the week, I will give them a little prize. So whether I have little team cups that I've made, like the straw cups. I've done that. What else have I done? You can do little bands for your hair. If you make team towels, I know there's sweat towels you can get made on Etsy, and they're really, really cheap if you get them made in bulk. And I also have workout tanks that I got made in bulk. So it wasn't a bad price for me, but stuff like that really motivates them to keep going. But it's also putting them in charge as a coach so they can see what you do and they'll realize, okay, this isn't so bad. And it's actually really motivated and it keeps you more accountable. And then the next one is a challenge group challenge, kind of the same thing, except I do it myself. So I will challenge my challengers to complete an activity, whether it's a plank, a wall sit, burpees, do a flex Friday, stuff like that, little activities. And whoever participates at the end of the week or month, however long you want to do it, whoever participates the most, will get a prize, because if everyone was doing it, it'd be hard to give prizes all the time. So I kind of narrow it down a little bit. And then the last one is a point system. So the one I posted is actually not mine, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. So the one that I do, I keep an Excel spreadsheet and I will put all of my challengers' names down, and then I go across by the date, and each day I will check in the evening and I will add up their points. So they get 2 points for doing their workout, 2 points for having their shake, 2 points for posting a motivational quote, 2 points for a recipe that they share, 5 points for posting their accountability on Facebook and tagging me in it, and then 10 points if they share their transformation or progress picture and tag me as their coach. And again, that's just another way to keep them accountable, but they're getting their story out there. And when you can get their story out there, people are going to come to them. And that's an easy way for someone to say, Deidra, I just posted that and now I have people asking me if I can help them, or I have people asking me what I'm doing. And I'm like, oh, well, let me help you with that. Let's get them set up with you, because then it shows them that they can be a coach and that they can reap the reward from it too, but also help someone in need. All right. So this image that I have here is actually one of my coaches on my team, Erin Trail. She is absolutely amazing. She's had an amazing transformation. She was the $2,500 Beachbody winner recently, and gets to be in for the quarterly bonus. So guys, when the quarterly bonus comes, make sure you vote for her, Erin Trail. She's lost 75 pounds. She's amazing. But she, again, her challenge groups are her niche. So this is what she does. And this was her grading system that she does for her back to school challenge. And you can use it really for anything, but she does a point for her check-ins, motivational posts, and a meal pick. And then 5 points for her meal, if anyone posts their meal plan, a meal pick with a recipe, and completes the bonus challenge. And then you get bonus points if they send her stats, give a referral, or tag her in a Facebook picture or a Facebook post. So a few different ideas. Some of them are the same. Some of them are a little bit different. But either way, they both work really well for us, and we've had a lot of success with it. All right, and then the next one is teaching them to coach before they actually start coaching. So I do encourage my challengers to share their story on bonus points if they do it, and prizes. But it has really helped and shown that whenever they do share, they get a lot of positive feedback and they get more support, which is why they're here, for that support and accountability. Now, I don't ever want to make someone feel, uncomfortable. So it's not something that I push too hard if they're not comfortable to do that. But I will say that I do double dog dare people all the time. And when I double dog dare them, they're so happy after they do it. Like a lot of my coaches are blue, and they're very shy and quiet and kind of, they're introvert. They don't want to put themselves out there. Like one of my successful coaches, she's a 1-star, actually going for 4-star right now. And she just started in March. She is a huge introvert. She is a blue. And she never took a selfie before. Never took a selfie. She does not take pictures of herself. And I double dog dared her to put a selfie on Facebook, and I'd give her a prize. And she did it. And she was crying because she has never got so much feedback in her life and support. And ever since then, now she does selfies all the time. And now she's making videos for her team. And it's just it's amazing, what those double dog dares can do for people, and just encouraging them to share their story and, tag me in the post and don't get discouraged. You know, people are going to support you, and it has never went in a negative way. It's always been positive feedback for them. So another one, oh no, before I go there. So I know I've been talking about getting my coaches to start coaching right away. And I'm going to just share with you guys what I do. And Alyssa may not have taught you guys this, or, Kathleen might have not taught you guys this. I know Melanie she didn't really teach me it either. I kind of taught myself to do this, but I sign up the majority of my coaches as discount coaches. And the reason I do this is because I have confidence when I sign up my challengers that they are going to have a transformation. They're going to fall in love with the products, and they're going to be a coach one day. So by the time I encourage my discount coaches to share their story, and then someone says, oh, I want to do this, I need help, instead of them coming to me, I'm like, okay, well, you're already a discount coach, which means if someone signs up with you, you can still earn commission and get the reward from it. So it's just an easy way for me to get them started, and their friends or family or whoever started sooner with the whole process, rather than going through the sign up with the $40 and send an email to get the $40 back. And it's just a pain in the butt. I don't know why they even do that. It's such a pain, but it's a great way for me to have them prepared. So when they are ready, we don't have to do anything. They're just already set. Plus they're already saving money, and it's just a great thing. So it's like a win-win. So that is what I wanted to talk about with getting them to share their story and then already being set so they can be a working coach. All right, next is giving positive feedback. So I will just randomly message my challengers, see how they're doing, and let them know what a great job they're doing in the challenge group. So I will give them the qualities that they have as a coach that they may not see themselves. So I will tell them how inspiring they are, how motivating they are. They did a really good job for being coach for a day. Have you ever thought of being a coach? Let them know that they're doing exactly what you are. They're just not getting paid to do it. And I would just let them know that they're doing an amazing job, and that people would really be able to relate to them by them sharing their story. And then the next one is inviting your challengers to your 5-day sneak peeks and business opportunity calls. Kathleen, I already saw you do have 5-day sneak peeks, right? Awesome. So I do invite them in my challenge group. Sometimes I send a personal message. Sometimes I'll just do a random Facebook post saying, hey guys, I have this going on. If it's something that you'd be interested in, just to hear what we do more about coaching, feel free to join us. There's no fee to get in. It's just simply you get in and look at the post and just see the opportunities that's available for you. And it usually works out really well. In my 5-day sneak peeks, I talk about a few different things. So the first day I will talk about my story and how I got started. The second day is about challenge groups. The third day is about social media and how you can be successful without having any experience. The other day is about the compensation plan, because although we are here to help people, there are some people that would love to be able to quit their job and be at home with their kids. So I do like to touch base on that. And then the last day is just getting them signed up. In the 5-day sneak peeks, I do have 2 photo albums that I use. One is for transformation pictures from my challenge groups, because I want them to see what really happens in these challenge groups, even though they are probably in a challenge group. We have a lot more, so I want them to see what actually comes out of these. And then the other photo albums are events that we attend. So we have Summit, Leadership, Super Saturdays, any events that we would go to, just so they can see the opportunity to travel. And then, once they go through that, I get them signed up as a working coach or transferred over from a discount coach to a working coach. And this is just an example of one of my images that I have used. I love to put different words on there to show people who I'm looking for. And it's okay to do that because you're branding yourself. You're targeting certain people. So yes, I want driven people. I want dedicated people. I want people who know they have to work hard to get success. And people who are obviously passionate about fitness. So that's just one of my posts that I have done. I think there was something I wanted to add in there. With my challenge groups, because Kathleen, I saw that you had a challenge group starting on the 21st. I actually do my challenge groups every third week of the month. I don't know how you guys do yours, but I do mine every third week of the month. So I have mine starting on the 21st as well. Preseason will start the week before. My preseason's just getting them ready. I talk about what their goals are, an introduction so we can get to know each other, and then get our pictures and measurements in. And the reason I do that is because I like to focus and separate my challenge groups from my coaching opportunity. So the first 3 weeks is specifically, first 2 weeks really, is specifically me working on my challengers and getting my Success Club points for my challengers, getting them on board, getting them set. And then the second half is me focusing on recruiting and just the business opportunity. And I have my 5-day sneak peek the last week of the month. That's what I wanted to say with that. Sorry. All right. So my little call to action here. So I really, really, really want you guys to start taking your challenge groups, taking charge of them, and really making them a priority in your business. I know sometimes it's hard to do that because it's like, oh, we want to focus on recruiting too. But it is important to, put your challenge groups as a big part of your business, because honestly, your challenge groups, they're your bread and your butter to your success. This is where we get the transformations. This is where, you don't have to sell anymore. It's all about sharing, and it's about sharing with people that you have these people in your challenge groups, and these are the success stories and transformations that have come from your own challenge groups. So if you can have successful challenge groups, you're organically going to create a successful organization full of coaches who have a transformation, who have a great story to share, and then they can, build a business of their own one day. I will say the majority of my coaches are and were challengers to begin with, and a lot of them were just discount coaches that had no intentions of working the business. My coach Kelly that I told you about, that is a 1-star going for 4 right now, she had no intentions of working the business. I actually signed her up under my mom. Because she was like, I would never be a coach. That's not me. I just, want to lose my baby weight. And here she is. It's amazing what can happen in 30 days of, that was like 2 weeks of being in a challenge group and seeing how motivating it is. So, make sure that you're taking the challenge group seriously and you're utilizing them to the best of your ability. That way you can create long-term physical and financial freedom for yourself as a challenger, but also a coach, and for your team as well. So, I want you guys to go back and look in your challenge groups and look at them, take a step back, be a challenger and say, are these posts motivating? Are they encouraging? And do they reflect what I promised in my invite? And think to yourself, are you treating your challenge groups as a business? And are you checking in certain times every single day, no matter what? So, at the beginning of my business, I would check in every time I saw a post or a notification come up. But now I check in 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. That way you're also managing your time. And I'm not going to talk about time management, but it will help you in your business, because I think that's something we all need to work on. So if you can check in, take 5 minutes 3 times a day, it will help your business and them so, so much. So your challenge groups equals your business and your success. I think I just talked way too long. I'm so sorry. Oh, sorry.
No, you're awesome.
All right. Now I need to see if I can. How do I stop sharing? I don't know where it's at.
Let's see. I think it's at the top where it says you're viewing Deidra screen, or maybe that's only on mine.
Oh, you know what? I was hiding it. Hold on. There we go. Sorry.
No problem. Okay, hold on. I just got to go way back to the beginning, your first slide. I did not know you were 12-star qualifying. Good gracious. That's fantastic.
Yes.
How long do you have to go?
I am on week 4, Thursday.
Oh my goodness. That is fantastic.
Very. I feel like I'm qualifying for Elite 5-star all over again.
Oh my.
It's been amazing, and it's been a great experience. So
That's fantastic. Good for you.
thank you.
Okay, so what questions does everybody have? Who wants to ask some questions? this is this is how they are every call. They have questions, but they don't like to speak up.
Is everyone at least running a challenge group every single month? At least one a month?
They are. I think that's true for everybody on here. Right?
That is the most important thing. You know, as long as you always have something to give them, you know, a lot of people are scared because they don't want to sell anything. It's like, well, you're at least providing value. So this is something that you can do your personal invites and not be scared because you have something to offer them. You have a challenge group. So
yeah.
I actually, hi Deidra, it's Shannon. I heard you speak at Summit, and the reason why I have no questions is because I heard it, and I actually put a lot of your advice into my challenge groups, and it's totally working. I did that. I used to do a 5-day cleaning challenge every month, and I changed it to a 14-day using the Beachbody on the club membership. And I put that challenge in that challenge, and we got like 4 coaches out of that.
Awesome.
Just because they were posting every day because of the challenge, and they all wanted to win the prize. So it was just like, that was the first time doing it. I'm like, I'm going to run a challenge every challenge group within a challenge every group. So it works.
Prizes.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I heard it twice, and I took just as many notes the second time, I think. It's funny how you always, like, you hear something different each time, I think. I think it's so helpful because you're in a different place. Yeah, I just wanted to say that the part that stood out to me this time was I feel like sometimes I run the groups without like the free groups, the sneak peeks, everything without like the end in mind. And I kind of feel like you have the end in mind when you start, which is encouraging people to become coaches before the end, or whatever, even in the sneak peeks and that setup. And I think I lose sight of that sometimes, like the setup, and that it's you know, encouraging people much earlier on that coaching could be for them. And anyway, I loved hearing that again.
Yeah, I also put that into use as well. And I'm actually talking to my challengers a couple times a week, and I've noticed that that's helping their confidence. And also too, like when they're posting in the group, like I message them, you know, that week, and just let them know that how much of an inspiration they are, and just really just say how proud I am of them. And so by the end, or by the 3rd week, they're like, maybe I can do this. So like when I approach them, they're already feeling extremely confident about how well they're doing. And then, you know, I say to them, you know, I really think that you would be a really good coach, which I do believe that, you know. So it's just been really helpful in that.
Isn't that amazing? Like, you know, just giving them that message and just, you know, letting them know, like, it lifts them up. It really, really motivates them and helps them, and realizes that, like, oh, I can do this. And just think about where we were. Did you guys all start as challengers, or did you get right in for the business?
Both for me.
Yeah. I mean, just take yourself back to where you were as a challenger and how good it felt whenever your coach was sending you those messages and, you know, just cheering you on.
Yeah.
So it makes a big difference.
So true. Well, thank you very, very much for jumping on here with us. It's so good to see you.
You too. I'm so sorry I took so long.
No, please don't be sorry now. And we will all be crossing our fingers and toes for you for 2 weeks.
Thank you. 2 weeks and like 2 days.
What's that?
2 weeks and 2 days.
And 2 days, right, yes.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, fabulous. All right, we're going to keep going real quick and hear a little bit more about some of the other stuff. You're welcome to stay on if you want, but if you are headed to
I'm going to get off.
Boys.
My son actually fell asleep on the floor.
Oh. Okay.
He's so cute.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Okay, great. So we are going to have Jen share a bit about her story, and then we'll do Nadine telling us a little bit more about Activate, and then we'll wrap it up with Shannon's inspiration. So if you're ready, Jen, I'm going to unmute you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Jen Sakura. I don't know. I've yo-yo dieted my entire life, probably since high school. I've tried counting calories, Weight Watchers. I don't know. I've tried everything, and nothing ever stuck. I've always been back and forth. And I had my daughter a year ago in June, and I was really counting on breastfeeding to help me lose weight, and I was one of the lucky ones that held on to every single pound, and found myself a year later at the heaviest weight I had ever been. I was crabby and moody and depressed. Nothing fit me. I hated leaving the house because I had to put on something other than a t-shirt and jeans that didn't fit me anyways. But I needed a change, and I had seen the 21-day fix. Actually, one of my Facebook friends was a coach a couple years ago, and she was talking about it, and I never wanted to commit and spend the money on it. And I had been mentioning it recently to my sister, and she told me, well, why don't we just try it? Because I was complaining to her one day about just feeling like crap and needing to do something, but I never actually took the time to do anything. So I said, okay, we'll do it. We actually, instead of buying the product, we went and we found the basic principles and stuff of the program online, and it worked, but I felt better having the actual containers and everything, so I purchased it, and I didn't start doing a challenge group or anything. I loved what the program was doing for me, and I decided to sign up as a discount coach because I'm like, well, this is great. So if I want to keep going, I can do something. And then I decided, well, no, I want to do it to help keep myself motivated, because I'm a quitter. If I get something, I get bored really fast with things, and I needed something to keep me going and to keep me accountable. And so I signed up as a coach, and yeah, I don't have the most marvelous story, but I'm here today, and I'm here not just for myself anymore. I love helping people, and I want to be able to do that. So I'm hoping to get Emerald sometime soon here, but I'm trying.
You're doing awesome. Are you kidding me? So, yeah, I think it's just so relatable. I know Shannon, for one, always tells her story too about that breastfeeding just didn't, the pounds did not come off.
Not at all. My doctor lied.
Yep. Everybody lied.
But I know it sounds like you maybe don't think your story is meaningful, but it's so meaningful because it's so much like so many other people out there. I think it's really relatable to what other moms feel and other people who have tried various diets feel. And I think it's fantastic to do the coaching, just like Deidra said, as a challenger yourself. I mean, I think you speak right to what she was saying too, that it's about kind of being on your journey wherever that is, and multiple times over with different whys and all that. So so thank you very much for sharing that with us and jumping on and waiting till the end here. We'll keep moving along just because I want to try and keep it going. But does anybody have a question for Jen, or anybody want to speak up? No. Okay. All right, Nadine, how about if you tell us about Activate?
Yeah, sure. And this won't take very long at all either. But my husband and I have both used Activate off and on, and so Kathleen wanted me to share a little bit about it. And they've actually, just if you've used it in the past, I was reading about it today, and they actually changed the formula earlier this year. So if you have tried it, and didn't like something about it, then you may want to try it again, because they've made some improvements to it and added some new vitamins and nutrients and stuff. So it may work a little differently than it used to. But it comes in a bottle with 60 tablets. And you take 2 tablets a day. So it's a 30-day supply, and it's only $30, which is not bad for a high-quality multivitamin. And so that's what it is. It's not just to provide things to help with your workouts and your metabolism, but it also is a daily multivitamin, which I did like about that, because even though Shakeology does have a lot of vitamins and nutrients in it, as I've been looking around, there are some things that aren't in it, and so I do like having a little bit of something extra some days to take along with my Shakeology. It has 22 vitamins and minerals in it, and it includes vitamin D, which was the main vitamin that I was looking for, because I know in the vegan Shakeology they were talking about it does not have vitamin D, and so I was really wanting to have that, and it does have vitamin D in it. It helps to have it gives a healthy metabolism with the green tea extract in it, and that's what does give you that boost of energy. And for my husband and I, doesn't make us jittery or, give us that crash that you sometimes get, like after some of the other energy drinks out there and stuff like that. So we like that. It was more of a smooth, even distribution of energy throughout the day. And, it kind of prevents you from having to have that extra cup of coffee or something like that. So we did feel a difference as far as, if we were super tired someday, take those and, help make it through the day a little better. With the changes that they've made with it, they did say that they made smaller tablets because the other ones were a little larger. It also has a couple of different B vitamins in there, which are really good for energy. And it has a really kind of sweet flavor to it. It has like a vanilla flavor to it. So that was kind of unusual with a pill to have a little taste like that. But it also helps to support your metabolism and your immune system and your bone health. It helps with muscle recovery as well. And because it has antioxidants in it and helps to fight against free radicals. And as far as the other vitamins in it, it seems it's got a good variety. It's got vitamin A, C, D, E, K, B1 and B2, B6, and B12. Then, of course, like calcium for your bones and magnesium. So it's got all of that. But the basic ingredient for the energy is the green tea extract. So it's nice that it has a natural ingredient for that. And so that's been our experience with it. And, at $30, it's something worth trying and incorporating daily, or, just when you need it.
Do you take them like one pill 2 times a day, or do you take them all?
I take them together. I've had customers who said if they take them all at once, it's too much of a jolt for them. So it's just basically everybody has a different reaction to it. So she would take one in the morning and one in the afternoon, and she would be good for the day.
Cool.
So I just take them all together. And my husband would take them like around lunchtime, because he kind of gets that. He's like a caffeine addict. So if he doesn't have the right amount of caffeine, he crashes, but he'll take it like after lunch or something if he doesn't feel like he's going to make it.
Cool. Well, thanks. That was really informative. I actually didn't know very much about that at all. So cool. Awesome. All right. We will wrap it up.
FAQs are helpful.
What's that?
The FAQs are very helpful.
Yes, I know. All right, Shannon, bring us home.
All right, so I'm going to try not to be long because I know it's 10 o'clock, but I just have 2 quick things for you. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, especially since we're talking about challenge groups today, is that, well, first off, I want to start by saying I'm an extremely sensitive person, and it's very easy for me to take things personally, right? So when something goes wrong, I'm like, I blame myself, right? Like, what did I do? So for a long time as a coach, I did not have any successful challengers. And I started taking it very, very personal. Like, what am I doing wrong that I can't have one person complete a program? And it was really making me question, like, well, why, why, maybe I'm not a good coach, But then I realized that we can't help everyone. Not every single person is going to make it through one of our challenges. And as long as you know that you're doing what you can to give them the support that they need, then, there's not much more that we can do. So I just hope that none of you are beating yourselves up if your challengers aren't completing the challenges. As long as you know that you're doing what, as long as, you are supporting them. Does that make sense? Okay. And the other thing I wanted to, just a little bit, something that I saw today that I'm just like, that's so awesome. I never heard this before, and you guys probably already have, but I had my monthly doctor's appointment this morning, at my OB's office, and everything went great. Thank you. And they had this sign on their chalkboard. They had like something written out, and it was an acronym for SMILE. And I'm a huge person on, telling people, don't forget to smile, smile, smiles are contagious. I post about that all the time. So they had an acronym for SMILE, and it was see miracles in life every day. Love that. I don't know. Did you guys hear that before? See miracles in life every day. Loved it. So smile, everybody.
I love that. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, great. Okay, and maybe we can make that into a little. Do you have a little picture? Let's make that.
I'm gonna make an image. I actually just took a picture off the chalkboard.
Nice.
That I was written on, and I'm gonna make an image just because I don't know. I love that. I never heard that acronym before. I don't even know if it is one, but
cool. All right. Well, thank you very, very much. We're gonna wrap it up for tonight, and I don't have my calendar, but there's a call next week. I cannot remember who was speaking on, but that's okay. I'll post in the group, so plan on being here if you can. I love it. I love seeing all your faces, and I really appreciate your time getting on these calls because I find them very helpful. And I love that Deidra said how important Super Saturday was to her and her business, because I find that to be so true. And these are as close to live events as we can get in between the actual going to events. So the more you can do calls like this live, I think the better. The more it rejuvenates us, and the more we can continue to move forward in the business. So thank you for getting on the call. And I will see you all soon. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Good night.